Now, the rest of the story.
Welcome back to the rest of the story. Well, it is the early morning of December 3rd. We did not get done yesterday. We actually gave it up. We hauled out 2 semi-loads, or we actually harvested 2 semi-loads. Ryan's taking down the second one right now, and we are pretty well done. I mean, we got a little bit here in front of us, and that is literally all we have left to do. And we actually gave it up yesterday because the ground was getting so soft, as you guys saw, that it was getting kind of to the point we had to worry about getting the combine stuck. And at this point and this late in the game, it's just not worth it. We're pretty much to the point where if we got to risk getting something stuck, I'd rather leave the corn stand, and that's pretty much what we're gonna do. But from the looks of it, and for how firm the ground is froze. It got down to like 20 last night, so before the sun comes up, which it's getting there, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to get the last of this. It's standing out, and then it's back to the home farm, and there is 1 acre of corn that we couldn't get to because there's now a creek separating it from the rest of the field, and we're going to look to see if we can get to that at all, and then I guess that will be the last corn harvested for this year. And then honestly, I'm planning on literally spinning around and maybe start cleaning some of that combine up. Probably going to be too muddy to do much tonight as far as tillage goes, but at least get some of this equipment spun around and see what we can really do. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a heads up, catch up, update in a little bit here. All right, it is the end of the day. I had to go into uncle mode. Isn't that right, Jack? His face is a little dirty, but mine probably is too, because we were eating some chips. And he's actually worse than the dog. The dog begs, but Jack just stands there with his hand out waiting for another chip. I wasn't really up for sharing, but it's not like I had much of a choice. So, Big Red is running back there. Ryan just got done cleaning him off. So that's done. Dad's coming up with the fuel tank out of the back of the blue truck, because hopefully we're done with that for the year. I mean, we really should be, because I don't know, should we just call it Big Green? But the combine's done. I have already gone through, I pulled off a bunch of the side shields. Whoops. And you can see all of the corn and the crud and the dust and the dirt and the grime and the residue that gets back in all these nooks and crannies. I already pulled the plates for the bottom of the grain unloading auger. The far side of the combine has some oh, okay. I say I'm seeing this thing in the light for the first time in a while, so I'm kind of looking over everything. But oh, Grandpa needs me. Let's go help Grandpa. I almost guarantee he's going to want to go for a ride with Grandpa instead, because Grandpa and Grandma top everybody out around here. Hold on. I think he's just happened to be outside. He got to go on a tractor ride with Grandpa earlier. The Unverfirth grain cart is gone. Dad took that back. I took a load of hay out, got that moved. And honestly, now that harvest is done, we're all just grateful to be able to work on some of the other things that need to get done around here. We got cattle to work. I got a couple of floodgates I gotta go check. And Dad and Ryan are in the process of moving the grain auger, because I decided that was a great place to park it the other day. It's actually in the way now because Red has got to go between the grain bin and the corn crib to have a little bit of protection here going forward. because they are calling for like some record low temperatures here, and they're calling for like 25-30 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit in about 9 days. Is that right? Yeah, he's a cutie, I know. My arm's getting tired though, dude. You're getting turned into a little bit of a chunk. Uh-oh. What's up? Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh. There we go. Let's go ride with Grandpa for a little bit. Something's not right here. Ah, it's not on. That's why. You guys getting motion sickness yet? What's the matter? Pick it up. Left arm's completely dead. He doesn't look like much, but he gets heavy quick. All right, drop her down. The implement mover for the skid steer, I believe one of Ryan's viewers got a hold of him and offered to make him one. I don't know how much Ryan paid for it, because no, he didn't do it for free. But it's one of those handy things or handy attachments on the farm that you didn't realize until you actually have one, how bad you've needed one for all these years. Because we still kind of do in a pinch, use the bucket because it's got the holes in the front end for those bolt-on teeth for digging. And then we just use a small hitch pin for hooking it up. See, the problem is, I bet Ryan bolted on me. So I wasn't going to talk about the combine some more. Maybe I can't. I'm not going to wash it tonight. I'm actually planning on dry cleaning it. But at least that's the current plan. It's kind of hard to keep anything clean right now. At all. Even a little bit. Because of the pudding that we got across the lot here. I haven't ran this, nobody's ran the 76 in about 2.5 weeks. Had it out of the shed for an hour, and it's filthy. Not a little filthy, a lot of filthy. So, back up, pull ahead. There. Got it. The auger has worked flawlessly for the last 2 years, other than having a couple of shear bolts break. It's the same shear bolt, just over and over again. Last year it broke twice, this year it broke once. The bolt that I put in it is probably gonna last for a couple of years. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it probably isn't gonna break at all next year, because I ended up putting one of the grade 8 bolts from the Sioux bin, because we got a whole bunch of them left over from putting it up. I mean, it was designed that way. They just come with a bulk amount of hardware. So no, we didn't just put the bin up and shorted the amount of hardware that's supposed to be in it. Of course, that sounds like something I'd probably consider doing. But I discovered at like 10 o'clock at night one night. I think that was the night Andrew was combining for us. Or it was actually me and Andrew running in the frost. I was running around with my little Nebo light in my chest. You guys want to watch what Dad's doing. And I actually found, by chance, a bunch of those bolts from the bin. And it just so happened that they worked. So, grade 8 for the win. Let's see what Ryan's doing here. We didn't run over anything. Truck looks nice. He thinks he gained like 1,000 pounds or so of grit and grime and crud, just because we were basically running in winter conditions there for a while. just for the year that we had. And what a year we've had. I mean, it's a challenge. It was a challenging one. Literally from January all the way through to December. It's December 4th, 3rd, 4th. It's December something. And if you guys aren't blinded by the sun, we have so much that we're trying to get done as of lately. Just because the problem is that whenever the conditions were somewhat decent, where we could be doing anything and everything, because we had corn still standing in the field, you guys have heard me say it, harvest comes first. And that's exactly what it's been. But as of this morning at like 9:30, we got done. It took getting here before the sun got up and running before the sun got up, before the frost got out of the ground, but we're done. Even that little patch of corn down there, Dad just baha'd through the waterway with the combine. It was firm enough that he was able to get through it without any issues. So I think we're all grateful for that, because we made it through this whole season without having to pull the combine out. And for the kind of ground conditions we were dealing with, we're all grateful for that. We really are. But we got a bunch of stuff that we haven't used yet. But you won't be seeing any videos from me on that thing. The Coon spreader or whatever, that is a Howell Farms Work exclusive. So keep an eye out on that channel. They just got done hooking up that 5-shank zone builder. Now it's just waiting for ground conditions to clear up so we can use it. But we get down to 25, 30 degrees. I mean, that's going to have a little bit of an effect on it. Hey, Jack. And please, no comments about how dangerous it is to have Jack riding with us like that. We are fairly capable with having kids around. We know where they can and can't be, where we can and can't trust them, and where they are and are not safe. He's not safe right there. You know, yeah, he is. Right in front of Grandpa like that, Grandpa's gonna stop him before he can do anything. But I'm keeping Brittany away from wanting to have kids quite yet, I guess. Everybody says I'd be such a great uncle, or such a great father. I say I'm a better uncle. But that's just my opinion. So, I don't know where we're all going here. Oh, that's it. Got it. Good. I gotta pull that hydraulic adapter off here before I forget it, but I actually might need that on the 46 here. Maybe, possibly. The goal was to put the 46 in the VT originally. My current plan is to go get the chisel plow with the 76, because that's the only tractor I have that'll at least be able to pull it up here. The 4020 sits too low, but I don't know if we can even chisel. At this point, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just get up at midnight a couple of these nights when it's getting down in the 20s, and then just run until like 10, which 10 was about the cutoff for this morning before it started getting too soft. The auger is not done. I gotta go ahead, I gotta pull this door out, I gotta clean this grain out of here, so it doesn't turn into a slimy mess. That is really disgusting when it does that. We ran the soybeans out earlier this year, and we left the beans in there. Like, that was what, a month, 45 days or so before we started harvest and started using this. And yeah, that got really disgusting really quick. But as I was saying, with this auger in particular, we haven't had any issues with it for the past 2 running seasons. It is an auction special, but I got a squeak down on the other end on the sweep, so it's really not that big of a deal right now. But I gotta open this up, which it looks like we do have a door right here. I've never had this off, but pull that door out or flip it up and get inside here and check to see if that knuckle or bearing assembly, and it looks like it is. It looks like it could use a little bit of attention. I don't know how much you guys are actually seeing here, but it looks to me like yep, that bearing's out. There's a bearing holder. Yeah, that's out. So look, we already got jobs planned for next year. Oh, and the gearbox here, pretty certain we're gonna have to go ahead and just replace it. As far as rebuilding it, I was told that it's actually cheaper just to go ahead and replace them. It's either a reman or get a brand new one. You can get it from our local Deere dealer, because our parts guy, our trusty, loyal, dusty parts guy, has the exact same similar auger. His is what, Hutchinson? But he said it'll work just fine. It's the exact same auger. So I'm pretty well tapped out for this video. I am gonna go ahead and probably dry clean this, hit it with the air hose, get all the dirt, the dry and dirt and dust, start at the top, work down, get all the nooks and crannies cleaned out. Then I'll pull it down to our little makeshift wash bay here. And I'm gonna hit it with the pressure washer tomorrow. I know people are probably gonna cuss that you don't wash off machinery going into winter storage. I agree with you to a certain degree. I really do. It's just that all this dirt and grime from corn. Normally soybeans are terrible, but corn was the exception this year. So once I go through and get all this stuff pulled out with the air hose, at the very least, hit it with the pressure washer. Maybe hit that very lightly with the pressure washer. And all of the sheet metal, starting from the top down, and get it all cleaned up. And then I will go through and grease it. Now, there's plenty of bearings on here that are non-greasable, but going through and greasing your equipment, especially when it's gonna be sitting for the next 6, 8, 10 months, it keeps the zerks fresh. It keeps them from locking up, as opposed to just running it for the last 2 days and then not greasing it again. Because you just got all that dirt and dust and crud flying in the air that is sticking to everything. And see, this is, I like to look everything over, and no, I'm fooling myself. I thought that bearing was going out, but that is a greasable bearing too. But oh well, I'll sit here and ramble while I look this thing over, so I'm just not gonna let you guys listen, or have you guys listen to that. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. I got a little bit more drive to do videos here, because like I've been saying, it has literally been the same thing day in and day out as far as just trying to keep this thing running, and it gets tiring. But at least we got a few more jobs, different jobs to look forward to going forward, and that's what we'll be looking forward to. And they need some help, so take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.